Вітаю вас з поверненням. Це Outer Worlds. Ми продовжуємо його проходження, значить. Ходимо тут. Заходимо сюди, заходимо туди, підвисаємо трошечки. Стандартна фішка на початку. Можна було вкрасти все що завгодно. У мене посттравматичний синдром після сталкеру, я прискорююсь не на Shift, а на X. Прикиньте. Було у вас колись таке, ні? І карту на П відкриваю, а не на М. Тому що, типу, цей КПК. Ага. Ну я сюди перенесусь просто, напевно. Це було б найлогічніше. Нащо мені бігати з карти до карти? До речі, прикольна фоточка. Такої ще не бачу. Такої фотки мені ще не доводилось бачити. Типу вони відрізають по шматочку від свині замість того, щоб зарізати її відразу. Прикольно. Це насправді вигідно, але я думаю, свині дуже не... О, у вас тут побачення. Сеньор, ну дай, здоров. Я похилюсь, тепер поговоримо.
Aha, the helpful stranger I've heard so much about. Here to do business, hmm? Clear my schedule. This newcomer has a meeting with me.
А я думав, це я дивно озвучую. Але добре. Тут ще є прикольні.
Celia, will you make a note of that for my self-review? Very generous.
Noted.
But not so generous I can't drive a good bargain. Now, who sent you? Rizzo's, perhaps? Or Auntie Cleo herself?
Ну, давай бродкаст.
Oh. I suppose that means you aren't here for the salt tuna.
Я боюсь, що ні.
Oh, a shame. I'd been saving a bottle of iceberg-aged whiskey for an occasion like this.
Seems like you're having a rough time, Mr. Sanjar. Are you doing quite all right?
Oh, don't worry on my account. This is merely the latest in a long line of professional erotic and athletic disappointments. I had hoped that livening up our advertisements with enticing figures would draw the other corporations back to our bosom, but it seems we're back to the drawing board.
А що ти саме там хочеш?
Thanks to the so-called hazard clause, Monarch has been cut off from the board's resources and protection for 10 years now. Now, we've kept ourselves in business by trading with individual corporations, but given the off-the-books nature of those transactions, such arrangements are precarious.
Окей.
Yes, freedom is a tempting ideal, but a rather costly paramour.
Ну, ти зробив прикольний поінт.
Indeed. Mr. Nandi here has a rather ingenious plan to get MSI restored to the board.
On our terms, mind you.
Ingenious plan? Don't get me wrong, I'm starting to admire your sand, but I bet you could overcomplicate a sisty sandwich.
What a charmingly roguish turn of phrase. Allow me to express my thanks at your confidence and assure you that my plan is indeed sufficiently complicated.
And if our advertising scheme hasn't borne fruit, then perhaps it's time we took matters into our own hands.
It's true, our Celia is an alarmingly competent middle manager.
Така фішка у всіх з
Any other
підняттям
company, she'd be
кулачка
wasted
дивна.
in data entry. The plan she refers to is a two-pronged approach, and the first part involves seeing Stellar Bay properly defended.
Окей.
With a Bolt 52 cartridge, of course. If you can get us what we need to rejoin the board, starting with the Bolt 52, we won't need to advertise anymore. We can stop our transmissions altogether.
And you'll have a powerful ally on the board.
Why, one of the strongest defenses in Halcyon. An extremely powerful ordnance.
Never realized fighting the bureaucracy could be this interesting.
It is quite the rush. In the old arms building southwest of town, which used to be part of Stellar Bay before we had to move our walls in. These days it's overrun with marauders and raptidons. Do be careful. I've lost more than a few people to marauders and raptidons out there. Oh, and while you're at it, there should be a terminal in the arms building with some dangerous information. Perhaps you could delete it so it doesn't fall into the wrong hands.
Ну, бувай. Я пішов. Мені не в цю будівлю. Взагалі. Чекай. А, так. Мені сюди. Не буде тички на карті, доведеться бігти та. Не люблю таке. Не полюбляю. З іншого боку, якщо буде дороговказівник в компасі, це не проблема. Побачимо, як буде зараз. Нема. Ага, є дороговказівник, файно. О, здорово. Оце дівчата витворяють. Молодці. Валіть їх всіх, а я буду лутати. Вали його. Давай. Я завжди вірив у цих красунь. Варто було просто прокачати їм зброю, і вони стали просто неймовірні. Неймовірні компаньйони. Доволі боляче хлопають. Тут зачинено. А я можу відчинити. Заходимо. І типзимо все, що можна стипзити. Набоїв мало мені. На цю мою улюблену гвинтівочку. Мені комп треба, та? Так, наче все. Ну я ще тут понишпорюсь. Якщо вже прийшов, так би мовити, чом би і не понишпоритись. Я ж сюди насправді тільки за лутами прийшов. Вся суть. А Ігор. Ау, здоров. Залутатись і піти далі. Приходь.
Here and a meta queen showed up. Then raptidons. It was a void blasted mess. I ran in here and now the door's locked. Little help?
Давай.
It's easier than it sounds, all right? Next time you you get chased by raptidons, you let me know the rationality of your decisions.
Ну відкривай.
Phew. Thanks, mister. My buddy had a key, but I ain't heard him in a while. He locked me in here and took off. Probably got munched. So look for a dead guy, I guess. Or a rat. Maybe it's in a rat belly. Gross.
Давай. Знайти дохлого чувака. Або дохлого раптодонта. Ну, я тут не залутав взагалі. Тут залутав. Що таке? Що за ах? О. У тебе є ключі? Є в нього.
Look out!
Я вірю у вас, ви впораєтесь.
Don't mess with us.
Красунчики. Красунечки. Привіт, Олі.
Phew. Thank you so much.
Huxley.
It was getting all stuffy in there, and I was
Huxley,
getting
you.
quite lightheaded, and I think maybe I was gonna die. Now I'm out here, and I'm headed back to Amber Heights. Oh, sure, I'm a runner. I'm used to getting all dizzy, and hey, who's your identical, slightly blurry friend? But I ain't got nothing on me. How's about a heaping helping of appreciation and respect?
Ух ти, збрехати її не буду, щось вона не цей во. Збрехать. Або сказати, дай мені що-небудь. Ну, скажи хороше слово.
Can do.
Good luck тобі.
Thanks a lot, mister.
Іди, валяй. Одно я щось тут прикольне знайду. Ну, наприклад, вогнемет. І ту штуку, яку хотів Вуйко для свого бродкасту. Так. Не можу тревелувати. Ну, пробіжимось. А, ось чому я не можу тревелувати. А вбийте, блін.
I got another fighting me.
А, мене втроїли, я думаю, що за фігня, наче всіх перебили, а...
Feels like the old bits outside of Edgewater. Used up, unneeded, left to settle into ruin.
Дуже дивно, що мені не давали швидко переміщуватися. З іншого боку, тут не так вже й далеко. Пройти ніжками. Трошечки зовсім. І вже ти на місці. І вже ти там, де треба тобі бути. Щоб далі рухався сюжет. Здоров.
Be careful with your new friends in Amber Heights. They're not the most reliable types. Anyway, what can I do for you?
Сенсі водка найду, на.
You weren't supposed to look. I asked you to delete it.
Сорі.
Oh, yes. No doubt someone else was having a laugh at my expense before you. This has been my albatross, the great shame of my career. I give MSI everything. My work,
Він скаже пробити ту
youth,
дівчину, та
my
яку ми
left kidney,
випустили.
and for years, I was a joke to them. One of the executives required a transplant.
He's lucky they didn't want a liver or a heart.
I thought volunteering to donate might improve my prospects. Apparently not. In charge of a scrap heap of a city, abandoned by the board and surviving only through the hypocrisy of our trading partners. I hadn't thought of it that way. But perhaps there's something to that. Thank you for that. Was there something else?
Бувай. Ні, не бувай.
You should know. What can I do? You're just as...
When Graham finally shut up.
It isn't easy keeping a town like Stellar Bay afloat, especially without the board's backing. We need that frequency to reach our trading partners. Indeed. That's why it's imperative that MSI be reinstated onto the board. And the first step is getting the Bolt 52.
На.
Oh, yes. I'm going to be up all night with this. All those blanks waiting to be filled, boxes waiting to be ticked.
Try to control yourself, sir.
Have you any idea how powerful this is? Corporations have been toppled with less. What a question! Bureaucratic micromanagement is the only way anything gets done in Halcyon, and proper documentation is a key part of that. For our part, a bill of liquidation/transfer Form 52 will protect our holdings on Monarch by temporarily assigning them to a pass-through entity once we drop our bomb on the board.
Не розганяйся так сильно.
Sort of. Really, we're just going to blackmail them into offering us a seat at the table.
But really, whatever gets you excited about the idea, it's definitely a firm middle finger.
That's what I like to hear. I have reason to believe that one of the other corporations is operating on Monarch, illegally and in secret.
Really? Most of the time, they do illegal stuff out in the open. Cheaper that way.
If we can find proof, I can use that as leverage to encourage certain powers that be to accept our Bolt 52 and reinstate us on the board. You really think so?
Don't encourage him.
I admit I've been hatching this scheme for quite some time. I just needed someone capable to help me carry it out. If someone is operating here, then Catherine's almost certainly supplying them out of Fallbrook. Perhaps she could be convinced to tell you where they are. Already? If only the rest of the colony operated as efficiently as you. Imagine what a different state we'd be in, hmm? I'll complete the Bolt 52 in no time. I dare say it'll be my second greatest achievement after the reformations.
You're getting ahead of yourself again.
So I am. Do you have this cartridge?
Дать йому той картридж. Ну хай забирає, якщо вже прийшов.
I knew there was something going on. This is exactly the proof we need. The board will have to welcome us back now. I'll transmit this data along with the completed Bolt 52 right away. After that, we'll sit back and quietly wait for the board to respond.
That means no more broadcasts from us.
Я пішов гуляти. Музика, яка каже, що треба прокачатись. Все. Ну і все. Що по перкам взяти? Прикольно. Ну давай, буду тягати більше. Давай. А тобі. Тебе теж шоу-тайм є, ну. Все, забираємо звідсіля. Красива травичка. Не така красива, як в якій-небудь Ghost of
Why do
Tsushima.
people make such a big thing out of
Чи
hiking?
ще в чомусь
Once you're up, you just
подібному,
gotta go
але,
down
в
again.
принципі,
I wonder
доволі
how they
непогано.
punch a signal through the gas giant's magnetic field. Can't be easy.
Що, Discover? Я хз, як туди залізти, Discover. Каже. О, молоток. Якийсь хаммер валявся. Треба якось по цій штуці залізти, чи що? Бо я не сильно уявляю, як можна по цій штуці залізти туди нагору. Тому пропоную обійти просто, та й все. Здається, знайоме місце. Ти ворожий? Ні, наче ні. Ну, це поки що вони не ворожі. А потім, як дізнаються, що я прийшов сюди щось мутить таке неприємне і страшне, відразу всі постають ворожими. Ну або ні. Тут вже всіх перебили, кого можна перебити. О. Це вбиральня. Угу. Я сюди не зайду, у мене навички взлому не настільки прокачані. І що, і сенс. Треба піднятись вище. Зачинено. Хе. Лутався та не долутався, бо я тут уже був минулого разу. Ну, здоров. А, ось ліфт. О! Найс. Ну так файно, що я не все залутав, коли був тут минулого разу. Цікавіше вертатись і лутати. Сподіваюсь, я втретє сюди не буду повертатись. Це було вже б не комільфо. Настільки великий бектрекінг робити. Здоров!
Do you hear that? It's the blessed sound of radio silence, which leads me to believe you have sweet, sweet news for me. Yes, indeed. I am back in business. But before we get down to it, might I ask how you handled the problem? In the end?
Come on, do you really want to get invested in the details? We finished the job.
Is that so? I suppose not. Curiosity was always my besetting sin, and we both know I'll find out eventually. I don't doubt that you are working with Phineas, but my contract specifies I relay any acquired information to the purchaser, and to the purchaser alone. However, to send the data, I will need your assistance in cycling the antenna's receiver, so I can input the needed adjustments. It's simple, truly. I merely need you to waltz outside and throw the lever to cycle the power. I'll key in the numerical adjustments from in here.
Давай.
Terrific. I'll be here, waiting with bated breath. Give a shout if the panel electrocutes you.
Ага. Зрозуміленько. Я погнав. Ну, а на цьому я пропоную... Ой, не та кнопка. На цьому я пропоную завершувати. Мене, як завжди, звали дядько Дмитро, я, як завжди, був з вами. Грав у всякі забавки. Сьогодні був автор Words. Пока.